Hello everyone, welcome back to On Point Politics, and today I'm going to be doing a video basically what would the 2024 presidential election look like if the polling error from 2020 was applied to the election map and the current polling as of right now. If you guys do enjoy the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell so you don't miss any other videos that I post. And just for $4.99 a month, you can join the channel membership to get access to our exclusive Discord server where we have our community and also get access to exclusive videos that will happen once a week. And for a little bit extra contribution, you can pay $8.99 a month to be able to get all those other perks and talk to me privately on Discord. And let's get into the video. So pretty much with this, right? So if you look at the 2020 polling miss, you can see Biden was at 51.4%, or he was at 51.2%, and Trump was at about 44. So that left Biden a 7 point gap between him and Trump. But Trump ended up outperforming by about 2.9 percentage points, and the polls underestimated Biden by 0.2, which leads to roughly a 3 point miss in the popular vote. As of right now, Trump actually has a 4.3 lead. So it's basically almost a direct inverse of the original real results. And if you were to apply that 3 point polling miss, so effectively Biden would get 43.2% and Trump would end up getting about almost 50%. He'd probably hit like 49.9%, 9.8%. What would that look like on an electoral college map if basically Trump were to win the popular vote by about, R+6, R+7? So I have the 2020 election results pulled up here as reference so we can go through all these. And so basically, I'm going to start filling out these safe Republican states. Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah would all be safe far, including North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arizona would be safe, Louisiana, Mississippi, and all of these great Appalachian mountains and the Appalachian states, including the state of Indiana, Ohio, Iowa would also be over 10-point victories. Texas and Florida would also be over 10-point victories for Donald Trump. If you do look at the state here in an R+4 national, or excuse me, a D+4 national environment, Trump voted for Texas by 5 and voted for him by 3.4 in this environment. So if you were to effectively swing the popular vote, you got to think about it as like a negative number line and a positive number line. So let's say Biden was at negative 4.5 and it swings all the way to R+7 for Trump. It's going to end up really being like a pretty big shift. It's going to end up being because you swing negative 4.5 to 0, that's 4, and then you add 7. So I would end up being 7 plus 4. It's 11.5 point swing towards the Republicans. So Texas would theoretically go from +5 all the way to like +16. Florida would go to +17. So those would be automatic, flips for them. And also, not only that, states like North Carolina would basically be in the bag for Donald Trump. A state like North Carolina would basically even be in the bag. It would probably be an 11-point win. And not only that, Alaska would also be a safe Republican state. And all of these swing states from 2020 would end up being over 10-point victories. All these states were decided between a couple of, few thousand votes. At least maybe Wisconsin, Georgia, and Arizona would be. Michigan and Pennsylvania would still roughly be about a likely margin. I think Pennsylvania just barely crosses the 10-point threshold, but Michigan, I think, falls a little bit behind. And so that's basically pretty much all the safe states, I believe. If you look at the safe states for the Democrats, Biden won California by about 29 points. So that shift would still be over a 10-point win. If you look at the state of New York, I believe, wouldn't be it would still be over a 10-point win, actually. So it would still be over a 10-point win. If you look at these states, they would still be over 10-point wins. A few of them would be. However, a lot of these would probably not be. For example, Connecticut and Rhode Island would no longer be over 10-point wins. So these would fall under the 10-point category, as well as New Jersey and Delaware would also probably fall under the 10-point win category. Maine's second congressional district, the whole state voted for Biden by about 9 points. So Trump would actually end up flipping Maine's at large. And the first district would probably be likely, and the second district would probably be safe. Biden won the Nebraska second district by about 6.6. So Trump would end up winning it by about 5 points in the landslide polling miss scenario that he would get from the 2020 polling results applied to the current polling nationally on the 2024 election poll. So now we're going to start getting to the closer Democratic states. If you look at Washington and Oregon, Washington was about a 20-point win. This was a little bit less than that. So because of that, this is gonna exactly end up being a 5-point win for Biden. Washington is gonna fall under that 10-point victory as well. The state of Nevada would be considered a likely margin for the Republicans. Biden won it by 2.4%. So if you were to shift it 11 points, it would be about an 8-point win for Trump in this scenario. If you were to look at the state of Colorado, it was a 14-point win. So this state would end up being lean in this characterization. However, New Mexico, I believe, would flip. The state is an 11-point win here, and the shift is about 11 point and a half. So the state would actually end up being one of Trump's tilt states in this scenario. If you look at the state of Hawaii, the state voted for Biden by about roughly 29 points, so the state would still be above that 10-point threshold. Illinois would end up falling below that 10-point threshold and become like an 8-point win. Minnesota would end up being a lean Republican state because of the fact that it was only a 7-point win, so shifting it 11 points would make it a 3-point win. And looking at the state of Virginia, it was a 10-point win, 11.5-point shift to the right. So Trump would barely just make it a lean state. And the last state we have on the map, which would be New Hampshire, was also a 7.4 win for Biden. So that would make it a lean state on the electoral college map, giving Trump 347 electoral college votes to Joe Biden's 191 electoral college votes. And this is pretty much what we are looking at right now in terms of a big polling miss from 2020. If you were to take the 3-point polling miss and apply it to the national popular vote polling, as of right now, Trump would end up winning the popular vote by 7 points. Trump getting around 49.9%, 49.8%, and Joe Biden gets around 43.2%. And this is the scenario that you get. So if you guys did enjoy this little analysis and this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell so you don't miss another video, and consider joining the channel for a membership. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.